Crazy Lady. So Crazy Lady is one of my most favorite games because what it's doing is basically making our daily living a non-event for our dog. So Crazy Lady often looks like knocking on the door a bunch of times and not answering it, saying hello, hello, hi, morning, and yeah, nothing happens. No one's there. We just randomly say what are often considered trigger words for our dog, even words like walk or treats. I want to say those words to a point where my dog is like, whatever, that's no problem. Crazy Lady can be used also in our vehicles. So dogs who are very orientated to predict when we have stopped at the dog park or other fun walking areas generally start to kick up some vocalizations, or they might start scratching at the door, whatever it is if they're in a crate. So one way to prevent this is just keep driving by your hot spots, right? When you start to hear your dog vocalize or get a little bit more high arousal at these zones, is make U-turns, do it a little zigzag when you're driving, stop and start again. The same idea is we're making it a non-event. So in your home, when you're working with a door, the dog who barks and barks and barks at the door knock, if you wouldn't mind asking your friend, hey, can you give me 10 minutes? And just keep knocking on the door, like every few seconds, knock, knock, and I'm just gonna read a magazine and not answer the door. So your dog eventually starts to pick up the clue that, hey, the door knocking is actually none of my business. Alternatively to doing Crazy Lady, or actually in addition to that, we can do a boundary. So in this case, I'm gonna have Philly on her mat. Nice, can't you go all the way on? All the way on, all the way on. Yeah, good. So I'm gonna have somebody knock at the door, a very good friend who's just gonna knock at the door, and while they're knocking at the door, I'm gonna feed my dog on the mat. So their business is, when they hear a knock on the door, is actually to be on the boundary. That's their job. Not to rush at the door, but to be on the boundary. Super fun for them and a lot easier and quiet for the household. Something like a boundary can be applied to all Crazy Lady. Hear a walk, go to your boundary. Getting ready for food, who's hungry? Supper time, go to the boundary. Boundaries are like these suction cups for good behavior, essentially. And when it comes to Crazy Lady, hi, you wanna go on your mat? Ready? Mat. Woohoo! When it comes to Crazy Lady, as unpredictable as you can be with those words, a whole lot easier for your dog. So we don't have these, we're not saying W-A-L-K, which most dogs have figured out, by the way. Just say it 100 times. Walk. Who's going to go for a walk? Walk, 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 walk. That's Crazy Lady in a nutshell.